Hello and welcome to Music Lessons with Tony Valley. Today we're going to be working on Brown Eyed Girl from Van Morrison. For the intro to the song, we're going to be working on a riff before we get into the chords, and the riff is okay. Now the first part of this riff, your first finger is going to be placed on your first string, 7th fret. Your second finger is going to be placed on your second string, 8th fret. You're going to strike both those strings together. Now your next riff, you're going to just move up your first finger to the 8th fret, and you're going to place your third finger on the second string, 10th fret. So let's do the first part. Okay, and then we're going to move that same finger pattern and placement of your fingers. We're going to slide it up 2 frets to the 10th and 12th. So now your first finger is on your first string, 10th fret, and your third finger is on your second string, 12th fret. Okay, so we're going to do that again. Perfect. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to play this again, and then come back down. So let's do that again. Okay, now that very pattern and finger pattern is played, moved up to the 12th fret. So once again, the first part is, now you're going to slide your first finger up to the 12th fret, first string, first finger, and your second finger on the second string, 11th or 13th fret. And you play the same thing with the first and second finger. Then you're going to slide up 1 fret with your first finger to the 13th fret, first string, and your third finger is going to be now on the 15th fret, second string. And this pattern right here, the first and the third finger, you slide up to your 15 and 17. Okay, so now your first finger is on the 15th fret, and your third finger is on your 17th fret, and again, that's the first and second string. So we're going to try that top one again. Then we're going to move that back down. So notice the parts are basically the same. So we're going to go. All right, then we're going to go back to here. And for the next part, you're going to place your first finger on your 5th fret, first string, and your third finger on your second string, 7th fret. Okay, so we're going to go, same pattern moved up, back to here, then down to your 5th and 7th. And for the ending of that part, you're going to put your first finger on your first string, 2nd fret, and your second finger on your second string, 3rd fret. And you hit that, and then you're going to slide up 1 fret with your first finger to the 3rd now, first string, and your third finger is going to be now on your 5th fret, 2nd string. In this pattern right here, finger position, you're going to move up to the 5th and 7th. So let's go through this really slowly. Then move up to the 12th fret. Back down to the 7th fret with your first. Then 5th and 7th. 2nd fret. Now I'm going to play it in speed now. Okay, let's do it again. Okay, that's the intro part right there. If you have any questions about that, please feel free to email me at tonyvalley@tonyvalley.com, and definitely listen to the song. Again, that's Brown Eyed Girl from Van Morrison. And the next part we'll be working on will be the chords. The chords for this song, we're going to be working on a G chord, a C chord, a D chord, an E minor chord, and a partial G, which is a G with an F sharp in the bass. All right, the first chord is a G chord. And your next chord is going to be a C chord. Next chord, D chord. E minor chord. Now the next chord is a G with an F sharp in the bass. Now you're usually playing a G like this. Now to play a G with an F sharp in the bass, you're adding a bass note of F sharp in there. So all you have to do is basically put your first finger on your 6th string 2nd fret, lift up on your 2nd finger, and you can kind of just strum them a little bit. Strum. You don't want to strum all of them because you're only hitting this partially during the song. So we'll get into that, but that's the chord form right there. All right. The first strumming part is going to be, okay, so we're going to do the G, down, let's go through that pattern. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. And that's the G, C, G, D. That chord progression right there is for the intro, and the intro is going to go same as you just played. It's actually played 4 times for the intro. Okay, and that part is also played in the beginning of the verse. So we're going to start with the first verse. The next part of the verse is going to go C, D. Now here's that change up. The G is going to be played twice, and the G with the F sharp twice. And then you're going to go to E minor. Then you're going to go to your C, D, G, D. So again, that next part after the G, C, G, D, that keeps repeating throughout that. You're going to be hitting the C, D, G, G, G with an F sharp in the bass, E minor, C, D, G, D. And then at this next part, it's going to go right into the verse. So that same thing is going to repeat twice, okay? And then there's a little breakdown during there where you're going to play the same chords, but you're going to hold out on the G before the next verse, which is basically, it's like a chorus and verse, all the same thing. So we're going to play the verse, verse 2, and verse 3, and basically that's the whole song right there. I'm going to take this through again from the intro. Now this is where your riff comes in. Still the riff. Here's your first verse. basically throughout that whole part right there is going to keep repeating. Now, for the chorus of this song, it's going to be basically same as the intro, where we're singing the sha-la-la-las. Then after each chorus, it just goes right back into a verse. Again, verse 1, verse 2, and verse 3. Okay, so for Brown Eyed Girl, we've got an intro, we've got verse 1, verse 2, and then we're going to have a chorus. We got verse 3, and then you're going to take the chorus and play it right out. And if you have any questions about this, please feel free to email me at tonyvalley@tonyvalley.com. And thanks for checking in. We'll see you next time.
Hold up.